Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're back to preview Friday night's game against Falkirk in the League Cup, and we're also going to be discussing about our UCL playoff opponents as we've joined Kairat Almaty of Kazakhstan after they beat Slovan Bratislava yesterday evening. I'm joined by Alistair to go over the two things. How you doing, Alistair?
Good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Aye, good. Obviously, Alistair, first thing we'll get into is obviously that Kairat Almaty tie that was obviously confirmed last night is obviously, as I said, beat Slovan Bratislava. Means Celtic will need to go to a place that's further, it's closer to Tokyo than it is Scotland to face obviously Kairat Almaty, who are the team from Kazakhstan. I mean, what are you feeling about it? Because, obviously people are talking about the journey and people are talking about how, it's Kazakhstan and, it's a few days before the derby, all this stuff. What's your overall feelings ahead of that game?
On the pitch, it's a great draw. Off the pitch, it's a bit too much has been made out for my liking. I mean, let's be honest. They're going to have probably a business class flight and a chartered flight with beds and stuff. So it's hardly going to be a chore. It's not as if they're going to be EasyJet or Ryanair. Other airlines are available. But what I would say is, no, I think, listen, Josh, and this might come across arrogant, but if we do our job properly, it can be done after the first leg. That's what I'm targeting.
Just drop my bonus, there's nothing arrogant about it. I'll go into on the pitch in a minute, but I fully agree with the whole off the pitch stuff. Some of the reaction of Celtic supporters is, for me, just been a bit. It's been a bit overreact. We're talking about, we're in a day and age where we've got sports science. I mean, I don't really get what the point is. We play Rangers on the Sunday, we play Kairat Almaty on the Tuesday. That's still 5 days. That's plenty of time.
And Rangers are going to be in Belgium.
I'm in Belgium.
The day after, so we'll practically be home by the time they kick off.
I just think at the end of the day, they're modern day athletes. I don't think sitting on a plane for 12 hours is going to make much of a fucking difference. I still expect Celtic to go and do the job. Like I was going to say, obviously talking about Rangers. Rangers went to Russia a few years back, which was like I think Eastern Russia, which is close to Kazakhstan as well, 2 days before a derby. So, I mean,
was that the 11?
They get hammered, but I'm don't get let that get in the way of my point. But I just think people are making too much of it. In terms of on the pitch, Alistair, I'm going to just say it straight away. This is no disrespect. We should be beating Kairat Almaty to qualify for the Champions League. If we don't, it is embarrassing.
What I was going to say, Josh, was at the end of the day, and please don't make an arse of myself when I say this, you've got a Conference League level team to qualify for the Champions League. What made you want? Really?
No, what I would say, caveat there, they have, and I say this with any team that we play or any team in terms of football, they've earned the right to be here. And
I definitely agree with that.
And it still doesn't mean that Celtic shouldn't be careful, because they could spring a surprise. They've managed to, I think, for the first qualifier and get to the playoffs. So if Celtic don't go about their business professionally, then we could be in for a massive shock. But Celtic, if they go about their business professionally, Celtic should be in the Champions League this season.
Yeah. And to be honest, Josh, I think the fact the first legs at Celtic Park should help us. Well, it should help us, but not that we need much help, or we shouldn't. But I think, on you go.
Is it going to be difficult over there? Probably, but I would expect a team that doesn't travel very well either. I'd expect Celtic to maybe put a few goals past them at Celtic Park.
They don't travel well. So the only thing I will say is they're very. To let people understand, I probably watched of the kind of 3.5 hours of football. I probably watched 2 hours of it over both legs. And let's be honest, they're very physical, borderline dirty. But see, at the end of the day, we've lost Nicholas Kuhn, and that's the only one we lost for the team that played in Bayern Munich. I know Sloop played in Bayern Munich, but we've got Tierney, self-explanatory. So, really, should we be? I mean, I even heard today that people have said we've only got 24 hours to get players in. I'm like, and I'm not defending the boat here. We couldn't need players to beat that team. Yeah.
I think current squad. I think current squad. We should be beating this squad. Is it acceptable if we've not got players in for the tie? I personally don't think so. I know you've still got.
I think we've been lucky with the draw we've got.
I think if you've got a slightly better team, I even look at teams like Pathos, not who've just thumped Dynamo Kiev out of the competition. Other teams that we could have had, Karabag even, they won 5-1, like teams like that. But we have got a very, very favourable tie against a team with no much European history. I think only time, I think they've been in the Conference League qualifiers, I think, a few seasons ago.
Been in the Conference League group phase.
It's a team that's ranked 311 in UEFA's club rankings. Now, I don't think you can take that as meaning anything, to be honest, because it's obviously because they've not maybe been in European competition as much as others. I think
they're quite a young club.
Aye, but they're also ranked further down than Motherwell, St Mirren, Hearts, teams in our league. Now, does that entitle us to beat them? No, because that's why I was trying to. This, people might come across saying you're being arrogant and might be tripping myself up. We're not saying that we're going to go over there and it's going to be easy and we'll just half-arse it. But if Celtic do not beat Kairat Almaty, it is a severe embarrassment. It is severely embarrassing.
I've already went out there and say, if we don't beat them over 2 legs, it's a worth result in Celtic's European history. And I mean that.
Aye. No, it'd be up there. Align with probably Red Imps, but I feel like it might come back and bite us. That's just the joy of doing podcast. Shit does come back and bite you, but I don't see it. I think Celtic will be fine. I think we'll do all right in the first leg, and I think we'll do all right in Kazakhstan. As I said before we move on, they have got a right to be here, or a right to be in the playoff, and I'm pretty sure they'll get a good go. But I fully expect Celtic, even with the lack of maybe attacking intent that we're probably going to have, to still go over there, pick up a result, and get through to the Champions League.
League phase.
Aye, the league phase, aye. So I would, and that's not me being arrogant. I think this is a problem now, Alistair. We've now, because of our recent lack of European history, in terms of, we've been materialised to think that Celtic are worried about ties like this. And I know every team that's. I keep trying to not be pure overconfident, but at the same time, I can't not be, if you know what I mean, because we should. But this is what I'm going to say: we're materialised because of or maybe European failings over recent years to think, oh well, maybe, worry about this tie or worry about this tie. We were beating teams like Manchester United and think we can get into any game and get a result. That just shows for me again how we've kind of fallen in terms of European success. And I'm not want to get back into the same man, but there's only one man to blame for that.
The one that's been there on the
Aye.
whole conditioning of we can't compete in Europe kind of
When we showed
nonsense.
last season, we competed against bigger teams.
I mean, in general, Josh.
In general. No, but last season we showed we competed with bigger sides in Kairat Almaty, so Celtic should be getting through that tide. The first leg will be, is it next Wednesday at Celtic
Next
Park?
Wednesday, the following Tuesday.
Is it the Tuesday? Aye.
No, next Wednesday, the home leg, and then the following Tuesday, the away
Right,
leg.
cool.
With a
Aye.
5:45 and 8 o'clock kickoff.
Right.
Time.
But no, with Celtic should be in the Champions League, but we'll obviously preview that game for probably some point next week. Alistair, moving on to the game that's coming up on Friday night against Falkirk as we kick off our League Cup defence against obviously John McGlynn's Falkirk. Obviously a Friday night kick-off at Celtic Park. It's something that very rarely happens, but I mean it should be a decent game. No signings to look at,
Well, you never
unfortunately.
know. Pusey will probably start, I would think.
But overall, what you thinking about the game? Obviously, it's obviously kicking off the League Cup defence.
Well, as I say, Josh, I want to. First of all, I think a Friday night is a great idea. Selfishly,
I think
I'd much prefer Friday nights to Sunday. Purely, I get people that want to travel, but at the end of the day, give me a Friday night over a Sunday any day. Me personally, but I hope I know people say it's only the League Cup, but I don't think Celtic should be conditioned to go easy in any cup competition. That's not what we've done recently. So, and I'm quite kind of glad that we've got a Premier League team because it'll get the Marty sharpness up, hopefully. I do think there'll be changes, but no, I still think we'll do the business.
Aye, as you say, obviously it's a Premier League team in Falkirk, who you only need to go back to last season. They showed what they could do to us in the competition when they were obviously doing the championship. But John McGlynn will set up his team to try and get a result at Celtic Park. So Celtic, as you say there, Alistair, Celtic over the last decade or so have been conditioned not to take any game lightly, and at the end of the day, I look at the League Cup. It's the first trophy in what could maybe be a potential treble. Now, I'm not going to win trebles every year. I get that, but you want to win any trophy that you can possibly win. That's
you don't mind about losing games.
Exactly. So, I just think it's good they'll get a Premiership team. I just think sometimes you don't learn. So, say we get a lower league team, I don't know if you learn as much about the team.
Let's be honest, lower league games are very bog standard, really. You score early, it's game over. Really, because lower league teams, I don't mean this to be offensive, but they're just happy for the payday, and I get it. I mean, a result, a game at Celtic Park keeps them going for the next 3-4 years. So,
Aye.
I would rather play Premier League teams, tell you. And then the League Cup you're going to be.
Aye.
I would think.
Aye, well, a lot of the lower league teams get filtered out because of the whole group stage kind of thing.
Yeah, Yeah,
So obviously in games like this, team selection, I'm a bit hesitant because people want to make umpteen changes. At the end of the day, it's a Premiership team. You've seen what Falkirk could do his last season at Celtic Park. Obviously, I've had a decent start, a draw in the opening day, and they had a really difficult result against Livingston last weekend. So it's going to be a difficult game, I think. But I don't think that's why I don't think we should make umpteen changes to the squad because you don't want to get yourself into a bit of trouble.
I'd make changes, Josh, but I wouldn't.
Aye.
I wouldn't be going 5, 6. I wouldn't be going 7, 8 changes. I was going to say 5 or 6.
Well, let's just get into the team selection. What would your team be?
I'll go Zinazalo. I'm going to go Anamura because I think it'd be naive to think that KT's going to start that game because I think they'll be saving him for the Champions League playoff, in my opinion. I also think he'll change the other fullback. I think he'll give Tony Ralston a game. And also I think Trusty will come in for Scales. And I'm going to say I think Simpson Pusey might start. That's just my opinion.
Aye.
Also, I think Carl will play. I think Bernardo will play. And I think Engels will play.
Aye.
Maybe McGowan. And I think he'll go Young and I'm trying to think of the other winger. It wouldn't surprise me.
We've not got many. We're no spoiled for choice anyway.
Tulio starts.
I was like, you've made too many changes in my eyes personally. That's far too many changes.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
I'd be honest with you, I'd be shocked. I'm going to be honest with you, I'd be shocked if that team came out.
and my striker is Yamada.
Because you've made 2, 3, about 6, 7 changes there. No, that's you're playing a Premiership. I'd be more than shocked if that team came out. Because you're playing a Zinazalo Bengo, I agree on that one. I don't. Anamura's a weird one again because he's not even on a bench, so to just put him into a squad would be strange. But I think he could play either that or maybe Scales plays at left back, which I could also see. So I think there will be some sort of a change at left back. I just don't know who.
So we both agreed that Kieran doesn't.
I just think in terms of fitness and wise, because he's still trying to build his fitness up. Still think I just don't change centre halves. I don't. I wouldn't. I could maybe see one getting changed, but 2 getting changed I'd be pretty shocked.
But maybe it's just me overthinking it, Josh.
I think it's always these games. You're always kind of like maybe, do we make too many or do we make? So I don't know. Obviously, it could happen, but I think Carter Vickers will still play in there. I think he's seemed fit enough. Now, if Pusey comes in, it's either going to be for me either Pusey or Trusty that might come in there. As we're recording this, probably 2 days earlier. So if we recorded this,
we're recording this on a Wednesday, folks. So
if we recorded this on Thursday,
we don't know if anybody's getting knocks. So we're recording this blind because we've not heard from the manager, etc. So forgive us if we make a complete arse of this.
To be honest, I think I think Pusey might play. I think if you want to try and get his fitness up, which Rodgers was talking about, then you may as well try and put him in this game. And it is still a Premiership side, so he's got to get used to what he's going to be up against, even in domestic or in the league.
if you're going to play Pusey, then you need to. This'll be the type of game you would risk him in. No risk him, he's coming for Man City for God's sake. But no risk him in, but settle him in. That's what I meant to say.
Aye. Right back, I do agree with you on Ralston. I think Ralston will come in. I think he's solid enough coming in for games. I don't really personally have a problem with Ralston coming in. Remind me of that on Friday when he's made about umpteen mistakes.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
just can hear rousing what you're doing after 5 minutes.
and then midfield, I think Cal McGregor will keep his place, as you said. I think Paulo Bernardo will come in. If he doesn't, I'd be a bit concerned about Paulo Bernardo's Celtic career's at, to be honest, because I'm still
Well,
getting
I think
concerns
if
of it.
Paulo Bernardo doesn't get a game in a game like this, it could be off,
Aye.
quite frankly.
I think you'll give Hatate and Negrin a rest. I think Bernardo will come in alongside Arne Engels.
Well, midfield, I would say, isn't a
Maybe
worry.
McCowan. I don't know.
Play down in the
I think Bernardo and Engels might play. And then a front three of which were spoiled for choice.
that was sarcasm, folks.
James Forrest, I think he will play Dyson Maeda. I think the fact that Yang didn't come on at Pataudry said a lot for me. The fact that where I think you see Brendan Rodgers sees Yang in terms of his Celtic career. I think he will play Yamada up front, so I've probably just made near enough. This is changes as you, but the only one that really worried about with your team was the amount of change to that defence. I just don't like changing two centre half, but the other stuff I think I was fine with.
I think midfield, I've not got a problem. If you want to change them all in midfield, because we've got the depth there. Every one of the midfielders we've got, I wouldn't have a problem. You can mix and match that'd be no problem for me. As you say, it's the front three, it's the big issue. So
and it'll be a big issue when it next Wednesday as well, because we'll no sign anybody else to actually add to that UCL squad, which is annoying.
And even if you do, Josh, that it'd be so unfair to throw them in.
Aye.
Really. So, but we'll see what happens. So,
I think you need. I think the problem with the teams, because realistically, Alistair, none of these are going to be right. There's always you just don't know what.
I hate League Cup starting 11 predictions because you're basically throwing shit at a wall to see what sticks. To be honest.
Aye, basically. But I think as long as we can get a good performance, obviously go off to a good start. Because I think if it gets a bit, we don't really start maybe with a quick start. These League Cup games can get a bit tedious. The atmosphere, I'm going to be honest with you, is normally fun as fuck as anyway. But if we're not getting off to a great start, then it could become dangerous for me in terms of the performance and the results. Because as I said, we've already seen what Falkirk could do last season, so we just need to be careful. Alistair, to finish off, we'll do the score predictions as we usually do. By the way, we have now put a cash stake on the score predictions, so whoever wins the score predictions come the end of the season in all competitions, by the way, will get 30 quid, so either me or Alistair. So Alistair, on you go, your score prediction.
I'll go. This is a hard one. I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0. I need to think about this because I'm 1 down, man. Can I go 2 down, man?
You gotta go 2 down. Otherwise, you'll be like Rangers.
I'm going to go 4-0. I think we'll put a few goals by them, hopefully. And then hopefully.
We're due to give somebody I think it's due to click.
Aye. And hopefully it clicks just ahead of the Champions League game as well, which would be ideal. But I'm going to end it there for that. This today's video. For the League Cup preview and obviously talking about the Champions League playoff opponents. As usual, we'll be back probably very late on Friday night for post-match reaction. Hopefully talking about Celtic winning in the League Cup and kicking off a defensive style. Until then, we'll speak to you later. And hail, hail.
Hail, hail.